Alright, so this is my 1.3 absolute and comparative advantage, and since it's like 11 o'clock at night, I'm in my bed. So yeah, but alright, so for the first one, we got absolute advantage. Absolute advantage is very simple. You do it better. You do it better than your competitor, and yeah. And second, comparative advantage. So for comparative advantage, you just have the lower opportunity cost, which I'll show in a sec, because I gotta do the work for this, for number 3. But yeah. Alright. So we got number 3. So in this, Brett makes 10 cakes. And and 10 cakes, 15 pies. Joe makes 5 cakes and 4 pies. So to figure out like who has like the better in this, Brett would have the absolute advantage in both cakes and pies, because not only does he do it better in cakes, but his number is both higher both in cakes and pies. So he would just have the absolute advantage because he just does it better than Joe. But to find comparative advantage, we gotta do something else. So I'm gonna show you, right? Alright, so first we got Brett. So for every 1 cake, how many pies does he make? And for Joe, we'll do the same thing. Every 1 cake, pie, and then opposite, every 1 pie, cake, 1 pie, cake. So to find for every 1 cake, how many pies does Brett have? We'll do 15 divided by 10. So I know we usually do fractions, but I don't like fractions because they're weird. So we'll just do 15 divided by 10, 1.5. So for every 1 cake, he's losing 1.5 pie or something like that. And then for pie, we'll just do the opposite. So 10 divided by 15 equals that. So I'll just say like 0.67 for that, because it's repeating. And yeah, now we do Joe. So we'll just do the same thing for every 4 pies. So 4 divided by 5, 0.8. And then for every the opposite, so 5 divided by 4, 1.25. Alright, so now that we got that, we can see these are their opportunity costs. So for every 1 cake, Brett's giving up 1.5 pies for every pie, and so on. So in this, we would see that Joe has a lower opportunity cost. Yeah, compared to Brett, when producing cakes at least. But when producing pies, Brett has a lower opportunity cost. So what do we want? We want Brett producing pies, while we want Brett producing his pies because he has a lower opportunity cost, while we want Joe producing cakes. Yeah. And then, what's the other question? What would be acceptable terms of trade if Brett made pies and traded for cakes? Oh yeah, to find this, so for terms of trade, I'm pretty sure you gotta meet in the middle of the 2 opportunity costs. So I just meet in the middle, and I think it'd just be 1 for 1 for the trade. And this is because between both of these opportunity costs, it's just 1. So if Brett wanted to trade pies, or no, trade for cakes, traded his pies for cakes. For every, they just go 1 for 1 and trade them because it's between their opportunity costs. Yeah. And 4, I haven't read 4 yet, so I'll be back. All right, we're back. So number 4, I'm just turning the problem into an input problem and changing it to hours. So you don't really gotta show anything for this. It's the exact same thing. We're just turning these numbers into hours. So it'd be the same outcome. We'd want Brett for pies and Joe for cakes, because Joe spends less time on cakes than Brett does, and Brett spends less time on pies than Joe does. So for comparative advantage, we would go Brett for pies and Joe for cake. In absolute advantage, we would want, if we're going off absolute advantage, we just want Brett for cake, but we want Joe for, absolute advantage, we want Joe for both. As shown here, we want Joe for both, because if we're considering this as hours, we want the least amount of hours. So Joe has that absolute advantage in both of these. Yeah, that's my thing. I'm probably gonna be doing this a lot. So, like the video.